friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thank you for stopping by today and visiting with me, hanging out with me for a little bit while I show you a finished project. Yay! We're always excited to finish our projects, right? Well, sometimes not. If it was a project I was really enjoying working on, sometimes I'm sad when it's over, not like really sad, but I have to start it again or something because it was a fun project to work on. But anyway, today is Tuesday, so I am drinking sweet tea today, which is Louisiana tea bags, and we make that and add sugar into it, so it's sweet tea. The sugar is made into it while it's boiling or whatever. So guys, last week I started a project with showing you guys a project from this book, Crochet Animals, Blankets and Blocks. This book is sold on Amazon. You can find that on Amazon. It's by Ira Wright. I have made now 3 blankets with this. One was a koala, one was a panda, and now I have a bunny blanket that I just finished up that I started with you guys last week. So I will will link below my koala blanket and my panda blanket, so you can check those out also. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys how my blanket turned out. Last week I tried three different yarns that were new to me, that I had never used before. And so, sorry, move along. I had picked 3 yarns that I had never personally used before myself, so I wanted to try those out. So I came up with a project to use all 3 yarns in. So that's what I did. Can you just jump? Thank you. That sassy girl, she has to be wherever I'm at. So the first yarn I used was Yarn ID. I used this Yarn ID, and I will link all these videos below in the description box. It should be 3 videos where I was trying each of these yarns and gave a review on them. So the first one I used is Yarn ID. The second one I used is Super Saver brushed yarn. I should say this came from Hobby Lobby. This came from Joann's. And the third one that I used is Yarn Bee Second Chance, and this came from Hobby Lobby. So that's the 3 yarns I used in this project, and I did 4 reviews on those 3 yarns. And I did end up using a 4th yarn, but it is not a new to me yarn. I just needed yarn for eyes and nose, and so I used Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Cafe Latte. So that is the 3rd yarn that I did use in this project. So I enjoyed working with those yarns and learning about them. I mean, if I hadn't took a chance on them, I wouldn't know how I felt about the yarn, And my project turned out very awesome, if I have to say so myself. I'm very pleased with the way my project did turn out, so I love it. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you when I used the Second Chance, this one right here. I made this border around it. I just went the granny stitch border, and I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of that all the way around it. So it's a nice border, but also I was just trying to make it bigger at that point. And I got down to the point where I didn't know if I had enough to make a whole another round, and I didn't want to get almost finished and then it not be enough, so I called it quits at that because I didn't know if that would make another full round. So that is the part where I used the Second Chance yarn. This right here, this part is where I used the yarn ID and the color Rose Water. I guess I could tell you the color of that one is Ivory. This one is called Ivory. This one, and then this is Rose Water, the yarn ID. And then that third one that I use is the brush yarn, and this is it right here. It is really soft made up. I mean, that feels really soft. That is this yarn right here. So, and it is the color Wilt Butter. Okay, so here I'm going to show you the blanket all made. Is that cute or what? I mean, seriously, how cute is that? I love this book for that reason. It has the cutest little patterns in there. They turn out so cute. I love it. I think it's really cute. I didn't ever measure this, but I'm going to right now because there is a measuring tool right here in front of me. So let's see. 23. 6. So mine is 27 inches wide. It's 27 inches wide, and I'm going to see how long it is real quick. If you bear with me for a second. Trying to lay it out without stretching it, you know. Yarn stretches, so I don't want to stretch it to get the measurement. I want to tell the true measurements of what it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. And it's 33 inches long. So 27 inches wide, and then 30, did I say 33 inches long? Like, I can't even remember what I said. But anyway, I really adore this. Okay, so to make this, y'all saw that I started with the rose water at the bottom there, and then worked up, and then I added in the brushed yarn and made the face of the rabbit, and then went back to the rose water to finish off this top part. And then once that was finished, I went around some, granny square stitches. I turned it into granny square stitches because it was solid. And went around that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on that. And then I changed to that second chance yarn and did more granny square stitches on that. And then I went back and made the ears. Well, I made that muzzle first. I made the muzzle. The second chance yarn. Out of the same yarn as this, I made the muzzle. And then I used that brown cafe latte to make the nose. I kind of just embroidered that on. And then I just made some simple little circles for the eyes. And intermission. No. And then I made these ears out of the brushed yarn, and they turned out really cute. The brushed yarn is not hard to work with or anything. You might think it is because of the halo or whatever, but it's not hard to work with. It's the texture of it running through my fingers as I'm working with it that I did not care for so much. But once it's worked up, it feels fine. It's really soft. Like, it's really soft, and this texture does not feel icky to me like this. But when it was just running through my fingers as one single strand, I did not care for that. And then in the book, the pattern does show flowers like all the way across the rabbit's head, like three flowers, one here, one in the middle, and one here. I decided to just go with one, so I used my the yarn ID to make this centerpiece. and then the second chance yarn to go around it to make the flower part, other flower part. And move along, move along. And that's what I did. So also at the bottom, I went ahead and just made one more little, this hangs at the bottom of it right here. I made one more little flower, and I started it with the second chance yarn in the middle, and then I went around it with the rose water yarn ID and made that little flower, and I just put that on the bottom of it here. I don't know, let me see if I can hold it up high enough where you can see. No, it's not yours. It's not for you. It's not for you. Where I put both of the flowers. You can see the one on the bottom and then the one on the ear there. So I personally think it turned out adorable. I love these little blankets. Like I said, this is the third one I have made out of that book. Now, I will tell you this. So you make this panel. You start right here. You chain and you make double crochets. So you're going double crochets up, and then you add in your color, whatever color you choose for your animal face. And hold on. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You have to add in a color for that. So you need a bobbin for both ends. So I didn't make a bobbin because I didn't know. I don't like making bobbins. I just don't ever know how much yarn to pull out for a bobbin. Maybe too much, maybe too little. I don't know. So I just took my yarn that I was using, the Rosewood Yarn ID. I took the label off because on this end I was pulling from the center, and from this end I just pulled from the outside, and that way I didn't have to make a bobbin. I could use the same skein of yarn, and I knew I wasn't going to run out. So that's what I did. So you work with one end of your yarn here, then you change and work the yellow or whatever color. I worked the yellow, and then you change to your other end of the yarn, which mine was pulling from the outside, and you work right here. It's just a few stitches on this end that I was actually making. And then as you get to the top and you finish your animal face, then you clip off your bobbin on this side, and then you just work, back and forth again with your center pull. So that's what I did. Now the book does not tell all those instructions. It does say to use a bobbin, and I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to cut yarn to make a bobbin, so I decided to just work both ends from the same skein of yarn. So you work up until you finish that double crochet block. So that's what you have, is a double crochet block with a partial face in the middle, with this big blob of color in the middle. Then I knew I wanted to do a granny stitch around it. So here is the corner, maybe somewhere up in here is the corner. And I did my corner. So I knew I wanted a corner there, and I wanted a corner each corner. So I just kind of counted my stitches all the way down to the next corner, and I knew that was going to be a corner, right? So then I had to just, I'm sorry. Then I had to just decide where each granny stitch was going to be. And I just worked that up. And so, let me see, on this side I skipped 1, 2, 3, so every fourth one I did. And this is in this, I did, no, I'm counting in the wrong place. Here. Now this is kind of easy to do when you're across the top of the blanket and you're working into regular stitches, but when you're working into sides of double crochets, that gets kind of tricky, right? Knowing where to put it. So I just kind of counted, and I took stitch markers and placed in there everywhere I wanted to put a granny stitch, and I just spaced those out until my granny stitches was a corner to corner and just granny stitches in between. And then I come across the top and did the same thing. Well, then you're on the side over here. Well, this side granny stitches needs to match that number of granny stitches, right? So I folded my blanket over, and lined it up, and I marked the same places I had a granny stitch over here. I put a stitch marker here, and I counted and just made sure that it was going to be the same number of granny stitches on this side as it was on this side. So that's what I did, and then just worked my granny stitch rounds, and then just added in a new color when I closed off a round. So I really like how it turned out. I love it. I think it's adorable. I think it just turned out so cute. So that is my project where I used some new to me yarns. And I'm glad I did that project because I found out I really love the Yarn ID. When Hobby Lobby has a yarn sale, and that might be this week, but I'm not going to Hobby Lobby this week. But next time I go to Hobby Lobby on a sale week, I will be getting some more Yarn ID in different colors. I don't think they have that many colors in it, but it is a muted type color. They don't have like really bright colors and stuff. They have some muted, so I think these would make some. These colors to me, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, I don't know. I think some amigurumis would be cute in those colors. To me, the colors are something that would be, I can't think of the correct word, and I'm going to sound stupid saying this. I think the project, like, I don't know the words. I really like the projects that it made. I like the way it worked up. I think the projects that those colors would make are not primary basic colors. They are more heathered, I want to say treasured looking colors, heritage type stuff. I don't know. I'm not saying that right, but I'm saying that it looks like something that would be treasured, something that would be cherished. Maybe, maybe not. That's just my feelings about that. The colorways in that yarn. It's not your everyday bright, beautiful colors that I normally even go for because I like color, but I like those colors too because of the yarn mainly, because I do love that yarn. I found out, and also the colors in it are just very. I can't think of the word I want to say, and the words probably don't even make sense, but special, which is not the word I want to say. I know some of you are probably screaming the words at me. It looks like something that would be passed down in a family, a treasured heirloom project that would be passed down to generation after generation, maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying these colors are very nice and not just your run-of-the-mill colors that you can get in every colorway. Okay? Something like that. I hate it when I just start talking and then I start to go somewhere with something and then I'm just like lose my words or I don't know the words to say and then I'm just like, why did I even say this? Why did I bring it up? Now, I want to talk a little bit about this book. This is Crochet Animal Blankets and Blocks. Now, there are several books by Ira Wright, and I do have a couple of more that I want to dive into later on with her block. You can make these blocks, and you can put these blocks together to make blankets. Like, you could take this bunny here. You could make 6 of these blocks here, the center block, sew them together and make a blanket with 6 blocks, and your bunny doesn't have to be the same color on every block. It could be 6 different colors or whatever you choose to do. So there's project ideas in this book for this. There's just, and there is a chart in here if you're used to reading charts. I did learn to read some charts, but not all charts, from Mikey at the Crochet Crowd by working projects, and he usually shows a chart and stuff, what he's doing. And so I did learn to read some chart work from him. But as I was saying, going down the sides of this, the chart book didn't help me too much, because it's going into the sides of double crochets, and it was just I don't even know if I looked at the chart. To tell you the truth, I don't think I looked at the chart when I was doing that, because it is going into the sides of double crochets, and I was just trying to space out mine to match my work. So I don't know. I don't even think I looked at the chart, to tell you the truth. But now, if you do purchase this book and you have trouble with the pattern, I suggest you contact Ira Rott to get help with the pattern. I wouldn't contact me, because I'm probably never going to see the email or anything like that, first off. And second off, I may be doing it wrong, okay? I don't want to tell somebody how to do somebody else's pattern, because I could be doing it wrong myself. I know on this, in her books, she has you to, at the end, she has you to chain 2 and then go to the next row. In my other blankets, I believe I chained a 1 and then did a double crochet back into the very first stitch. This one, I decided to try to follow the pattern, which I'm not good at following the pattern exactly on any pattern. I always kind of, have my own way of doing things, like we all do, right? We all have our own way of doing things. But I decided to give that one a go on this, because the way I did it before was I chained 1 and then back into the very first stitch I did a double crochet. Well, that makes your stitch count off. It makes your stitch count, your number of, when you get to the next row and it tells you do so many stitches, or at the end or whatever, you got to make that the same on both. And you just have to know what you're doing to be able to do that. You have to keep in mind that you put another stitch in there when it's not supposed to be. So that's what I did on the other 2, and they came out fine. But on this one, I decided, okay, since I'm actually doing this and telling about it on a video, I think I'll try to follow the pattern. So I stitched the 2, skipped the first stitch, and started my double crochet in the next stitch. I don't like that so much. I like to do the chain 1 and double crochet in the first stitch. It keeps your sides straight. Now, I learned that from Bag O' Day, Crystal. Hello, Crystal. She's not watching, but anyway, I learned that from her, making her baby dresses and stuff like that. I think, and making that christening gown that I made of her patterns. That's where I learned that, because when you crochet 1 and double crochet back into the very first stitch, it just keeps your stitches lined up. When you crochet 3, skip a stitch and then crochet over, and when you get back to that, you've got to remember to go into the top of that 3. And sometimes it's not apparent that you need to go into that. Sometimes if you're like talking to someone, or you're watching a movie or YouTube videos or something, you just might miss that. And then your sides kind of wave and don't have straight edges. So I just prefer to chain 1 and crochet back into the first stitch. My preference. After learning that from Crystal, I'm like, I will always do this. But on this particular one, I decided to follow the pattern. And my sides, I did have to rip out a couple of times, because I would, get so far in it, and I would look at it and I'd say, oh, I think I missed that chain 2 over here. So anyway, I'm saying, if you buy this book and you have problems, contact Ira Rott for the help, not me, because it's not my pattern and I may not be doing it right myself. But I want to make the unicorn. I want to make a bunch of these, but I want to make the unicorn one. The cow is just adorable, adorable. Like, seriously, that cow is so adorable. There's so many in here that's so adorable. There's a sloth. Here, I'll just read you the rundown real quick of what all animals is in this book. I wish there was a whole picture of ones, but there's a penguin, a koala, which I have made, a dog, a panda, a pig, a monkey, hippo, a cat, a sheep, a sloth, lion, raccoon, cow, unicorn, the bunny, which I just made, and I made the panda also, and then a fox. And so some of the ideas in here, you can make a blanket without the border, you can make granny square borders on it, you can do a shell border, one block wonders, a cushion cover, you can make pillows out of this, you can make book bags, backpacks, toy storage bags. You know, she gives you lots of ideas in the book. I think the book is very much worth it. It's probably about $22 or so on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on Amazon. Yeah, it's probably about $22 or so on there, and I think the book is very well worth it. Like I said, I would love to make all of these. I really would, but I really think the cow or the unicorn would probably be my next ones to make. Oh, and I just got a like crazy idea popped in my head. I won't say it because it's crazy. No, I'll tell you. What do y'all think about this? Like, make a panel. Make a panel for the front and with the face on it. Then you can make a panel for the back without the face and turn it into a shirt. Yeah, that would be so cool. That would be cute too. Ugh. See, I get all these ideas just popping in my head like soap bubbles popping. Now, am I going to do that? I don't know. But it would be so cute, wouldn't it? I could see the unicorn or the cow. I don't know. They're all so cute. Yeah. On here on the back, you can see where somebody did a cat and a panda, and they just sewed the panels together and made a blanket, a larger blanket. So this book has a lot of possibilities. I do recommend the book. I think it has lots of possibilities, lots of cute ideas in here. And I will just say my favorite yarn of the three that I used is the Yarn ID. I will be buying some more of that, and I'm not going to get into the reasons why because I sounded so stupid saying all that a while ago. But y'all are probably used to that, right? You're used to me sounding stupid, just rambling out things that I don't even know what I'm talking about. But one more look at my blanket. I love the way it turned out. I think it's cute. And, yeah, it could be a shirt. Let's see. That could totally be turned into a shirt, y'all. It really could. I would want it all made in this right here because that is really soft. But, yeah, what do y'all think? You think you could turn this into a shirt? This would be a long shirt. Oh, wait. My wheels are turning. Can y'all see the little hamster running in my head? Oh, goodness, guys. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If nothing else, you got to see my craziness and see what's going on in my mind. It's lots of crazy. A text just popped up across the top of the screen from Big Day about the Ursula that I'm making. A text just popped up across the screen and he said, "Your Ursula looks like a drag queen." That man. Anyway, okay, guys, I'm going to let you all get going, and I hope you enjoy your day. I will be back to visit with you all tomorrow. I'm going to be working on my flag blanket for tomorrow's video, so come back and let's see what I'm doing with all those little blue squares. I got to figure out what I'm doing. Between now and tomorrow's video, I'll figure it out. This is a fly by the seat of my pants channel. I try to be more organized and plan things out, but I always just end up flying by the seat of my pants because I can't stick to a schedule or I don't know. I just can't stick to instructions. I have too much going on up here to follow instructions. That's not intelligence. That's not what I meant. I have too much craziness going on in here to follow instructions. Like I write out instructions for myself, but I can't even stick to them. I'm just here, there, and everywhere. And my son Dakota and I were talking. That's my oldest son. It's 31. Now he is very intelligent. He is a very smart man. I will say that about him. I homeschooled him all the way through, and then he went to college. And I can say when I homeschooled him, I don't think I ever taught that kid anything. He taught me a lot. He started learning to read at 4 because he just wanted to read, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to go about that yet. I knew I was going to get a curriculum and use that, but he started learning to read. We read to him all the time, so he taught himself to read. I did polish it off, and we went over a phonics program and all that, just to make sure. But where was I going with this? I don't know where I was going with this. What was I saying? Oh, I know what I was at now. Okay, so anyway, he read all the time. He went to the library regularly, read books, checked out, any kind of books he wanted. He checked out cooking books, baking books. He would go to Walmart, get the ingredients. And I'm talking when he was a little kid, okay? Like 6, 7, 8 years old. He was checking out books at Walmart, making a grocery list, going to Walmart. I mean, we were taking him and going down his list and buying his ingredients so that he could cook whatever he wanted to cook. He is a vegetarian. He has always been a vegetarian since he was a baby. He would not eat, you know how kids like to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger or chicken nuggets? Not my kid. If we went to McDonald's, he got just a hamburger bun and a piece of cheese on it. He did not get meat or anything else on it. He did not eat chicken nuggets or hot dogs or anything little kids like. No. He would say, and I'm not a vegetarian, and Big Daddy for sure is not a vegetarian. I'm not one by choice. My medical conditions kind of make me be one, but Big Daddy is not a vegetarian at all. But so don't take offense to this, anyone who is a vegetarian. He would say, he would always say things like chickens are friends, not food, or stuff like that. I mean, he was a little kid, but he would say all these things, but we still ate meat, okay? In the Walmart grocery store, he would not go down the meat aisle. He would stay away from that. Sometimes if Big Daddy was eating ribs or something kind of, Dakota would not sit with us, even in a restaurant. He would sit at his own table and read a book while he ate his little vegetarian meal. Because he's vegetarian. He's always been adamant that he's vegetarian, and he still is at the age of 31. He did go through a 5-week, very intense feeding clinic when he was like about 9 years old. Yeah, when he was like 9 years old, we traveled to Cincinnati, Ohio. Me and the kids stayed for 5 weeks up there, and he went through a very intense feeding clinic and came out still a vegetarian. Not that I was trying to change his choice, but we were trying to pick up more things that he could eat and get him to try more things. So we did our part in trying to help him along, I guess you could say. But anyway, saying all that, I'm saying that he is a very intelligent man. He really is. But I don't feel like I ever taught him anything. He taught me way more than I ever taught him. Well, one day he and I were having a conversation, and he said, I really think I'm ADD. or ADHD or, you know, whatever. And I'm like, why do you think that? And he was just telling me about his thoughts and, you know, he can't stay on track or he's always thinking about this, thinking about that. And I'm like, yeah, me too. That's me. That's what I do. So we kind of diagnosed ourselves as, I don't know if it's ADD or ADHD, but we haven't been to a doctor, you know, or discussed that or anything of that sort. But um, that could very well be my problem, okay? That could very well be my problem. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it's not. But Dakota and I, after discussing that one night on the phone, decided that was both our problems. Anyway, guys, that's a little extra bonus information there for you that you probably didn't want to know. I'm gonna go, and I'll see you all in the next video. I promise. I promise I'll be in the next video. Love you guys. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. See you later, friends.